Hi everyone, my name is Tori, this is Novel Life, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some age gap romance recommendations to share with you. So I have done this video recently, but I've been loving age gap. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the angstiness. I don't know if it's the forbiddenness. I don't really know what it is, but I have absolutely been loving it, and I have 7 to share with you. So we all know age gap. We all know what it is. It's either an older woman or an older man with someone younger than them. And if I remember correctly, I'll give you the exact age difference. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in because I'm excited to talk about these books. The first book I have is Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn. I absolutely freaking love this book. I am someone who doesn't usually vibe with Megan Quinn's writing, but honestly, I have absolutely fell in love with this book. I loved Silas in this book. I think that he is such an amazing book boyfriend, book husband. It could go either way. So basically this is I think it's the 3rd book in the Vancouver Agitators series, which is a hockey series, and they play professional hockey, so they're not in college. Well, Silas is not in college. I should say that. Our female character, she is in college. She is actually 10 years younger than Silas. And basically what happens, we see that our female character is at a bar one night and she's hanging out with her friends. Her ex-boyfriend comes in with her nemesis. They're dating. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm dating that guy over there at the bar. Well, that guy over there at the bar is Silas, who is a pretty famous hockey player. He's been part of the Vancouver Agitators hockey team for a while. So she goes up to him and was like, I'm so sorry. I told that guy over there that I'm dating you and I'm going to kiss you in 5 seconds. And so they kiss and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? So he doesn't even know how young she is, but she's 10 years younger than him. And they kind of have this mutual fake dating thing. So he recently broke up with his ex when he finds out that his ex was cheating on him. He doesn't tell any of the team the reason why they broke up, but she starts working for the team in the corporate setting. So she's around. And so while they have this fake dating thing going on, they also have this insane chemistry, sexual tension out the wazoo, right? And I love that, but also there's this really cool friendship aspect that while they're kind of fake dating and they're getting to know each other, they have this really gentle friendship that kind of develops, and then that kind of makes way for a better for a relationship. And I personally really like that. I was laughing out loud at this book. I was listening to the audiobook. The audiobook is dual narration, which I really enjoyed that. And honestly, I just had the best time. I was laughing out loud. This actually made me really enjoy Megan Quinn's writing. I don't think Megan Quinn's older books are for me because I have read some of them, but I now want to start picking up more by her. It could have been just that I read the right book at the right time. It could have just been that. That's a play on the title. The next one I have is Bad Intentions by Ella Frank. So technically this is the first book in a duet, and the duet follows the same couple, but the audiobooks are 6 or 6.5 hours each, so you can pretty much fly through the duet, and I really enjoyed this one. So this is an MM romance, and we see that one of our main male characters, the younger one, he is at this party once he gets a job. So he plays an instrument. He was in an accident and he can't play anymore, so he basically had to let go of that dream in college. I think he dropped out of college, and now he's working as an assistant for this CEO, right? He got that job, and him and his friends go out to this party where his friend works at this company. So it's a company party, his friend's company party. And there he meets our other main male character, the older guy. And I want to say they're 10 years, maybe 12 years difference. It's a pretty big age gap. It's a significant age gap. And they have this moment, and the younger guy tells the older guy something totally different. His name is totally different. And he doesn't tell him that he's actually the assistant for that guy. He says that I'm that guy. Well, the next day comes, or the next week comes. Our main male character, the older main male character, he goes to the place of work and finds out that, and his boss, the younger guy's boss, is why did he just call you my name? What did you do? And he's like, you have a week to fix this or you're in trouble. So basically they're forced together that way. It's very steamy. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not the best plot wise, but the age gap was really, really good. I loved it. I loved that kind of hiding forbidden aspect because they technically, they don't work together, but they're the two companies are trying to work with each other. So it's working together, if that makes sense, just not in the workplace. I don't know if that makes sense, but I really enjoyed it. Our older guy has a lot of money, which, I love. I love that. So yeah, I would highly recommend this duet by Ella Frank. I think this is one of the first books I read by Ella Frank, and I really enjoyed it. So the next one I have is 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. So this is a Christmas romance, and yes, okay, listen, you don't have to read it around Christmas time because it starts around Halloween and it goes through the new year. But let me tell you, oh my God, I love the main male character. I think he is such a daddy, but like in like a not like I don't have kids type of way, if that makes sense. I think the way that they're this whole like plot for revenge that she has, that she wants to get with her ex-boyfriend's boss to kind of get back at him, basically backfires. Her ex-boyfriend's boss is actually someone she really enjoys. And this is another one where they have this like really cool kind of like start to a friendship, but like she's not that she is leading him on, but she has this, what's the word for it? She's just like has her own reasons for wanting to be with him and wanting to kind of like show off and like get into the Christmas party, because the Christmas party is something that she was supposed to go to with her ex, and he tells her that she's like too immature. She loves the color pink, and that's like, oh, too immature for him. And he's like wanting to be, you know, a partner at the law firm. Well, Damien owns the law firm. He's a part owner of it. And Damien's like, no, that guy's a douche. And I love this. I was laughing out loud. This is like a good blend of like a contemporary romance with a little bit of rom-comminess, which I don't always like rom-commy books, but this one did the blend it perfectly well. And you can read this at any time. I mean, it does have Christmassy vibes, but I promise you can read it anytime. The next one I have is actually one that I recently read, and that's Tempt by Melanie Harlow. So this is the Hello Lovely Trope of the Month box. And when I opened this, I was so shocked, because like this cover is very pretty. I really like it. It gives me like clinch cover vibes. But get this, it has a freaking step back. Like, I have not seen a contemporary romance with a step back, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love this, and I think that this book was also really, really good. So Melanie Harlow, a lot of her books are age gap romances, so I mean, pretty much you could pick up any of them. I think in my last age gap romance recommendations, I put Ignite, which is the first book in this series. And this is, I think, the fourth book, but you can read them out of order. I skipped, I think, the middle two. I think I skipped the middle two. This book follows Millie and Zach. So Zach is 15 years older than Millie. Millie's 32 and he's 47. I think that's 15 years. And they meet when they both are having plane delays in New York. Like they're in New York for like business or whatever. And their flight gets canceled. And so they have to stay an extra night. And they just so happen to stay at the same hotel. And she goes down to kind of build her confidence. She is a curvy heroine. And I really, really love that, because that talk of like being comfortable in your body and being plus size and being okay with that is so prevalent throughout the whole book, and I really enjoyed that. And so she is talking to her sisters, and her sister's like, you need to go down to the bar and just have a good time, just like change it up. And she's like, it's 9 p.m, it's my bedtime. And she's like, no, just change it up, go down there, have a good time, meet a good stranger, have a good night, and then you'll go your separate ways in the morning. But what happens is when she goes back home, they have a steamy ass night. Oh my God, I love him so much. They have a steamy night. They have a great time. Multiple times they have a good time. And then they go their separate ways the next day. And a couple months later, you find out Millie is the wedding planner for Mason, her ex-boyfriend. And Zach is Mason's dad. So this is an ex-boyfriend's dad romance, which is not going to be for everyone, but I absolutely love that. Now, it's not in the sense of, oh, you've known this whole time. No, it's one of those things where Zach didn't even know he had a son, and his son Mason reached out to him and was like, hey, I think you may be my dad. My mom passed away and she left me a letter that had your name in it, and I kind of want to get to know you. We're getting married. Come to my wedding. And so she's the wedding planner for Mason's wedding, and they're like trying to keep it a secret from Mason because they tell him that nothing happened, that they kind of knew each other in New York. They had like the same, canceled flight or whatever. This was so good. I had such a good time. I blew through the book. Like, it took me less than a day to read this, and I absolutely loved it. So, oh my gosh, I am in love. I want all the editions of this book. This is such a good age gap, and I really, really enjoyed this one. The next one I have is Liar by Fiona Cole. This is also Hello Lovely Trope of the Month box, the special edition. I really like this book. I think this is either the fourth or the fifth series in the Voyeur series. So the Voyeur series, it just basically surrounds the same club. You can read them out of order technically. And this one follows our female character who's younger, and then our male character who's actually her uncle's best friend. And by uncle's best friend, it's more of like her uncle that she sees as basically like another father figure. Like, she's really close to him, just like she's close to her father. So it's that kind of forbiddenness. And they have like a one night at Voyeur. He doesn't know who really she is at the time, and they just kind of like have at it, and then they go their separate ways. I don't remember the actual age gap, but I want to say it's pretty significant. And I forgot about this book, and I really, really enjoyed the forbiddenness, the hiding, the whole thing where, you're just like, you shouldn't be doing this, but you really, really want to. You have this attraction. And what gets me with age gaps sometimes is you have that like immediate lust. The author has to kind of like transition that to love. And I think all of these books do it. And I really, really enjoyed this one. I was a little worried because it is on the shorter side, like it's 200 pages. And I think that Fiona Cole did a really, really good job doing that. So I would highly recommend this one as well. I just think that the whole, like the way that they figure out who's who and just all of that, I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that one. The next one I have is Bittersweet Heart by H. Hunting or Helena Hunting. You know, she's well known for like her Puck series, and this is kind of like the spinoff, the second generation of that, or this is the third generation. Now, there is an age gap with this. This is a professor and student romance, but the age gap's only like 5 years. So it's not as significant as some of the other books, like basically all these other books. But I really enjoyed this because her being older and being his professor, now it's not like the whole time she's a teacher. She fills in for a professor that had like he had like surgery, so he can't come back for the rest of the semester, and she fills in. But the whole thing that starts is that during the summer, she has a lake house. He's staying at the lake house during the summer. They have a really fun couple, I think it's one night or maybe 2 nights together, but they don't even know who each other is, like at the time, because she wasn't a professor. And that never came up that like, oh yeah, I'm still in college, because they both look relatively young, you know what I mean? And then he goes into his class one day in this semester, like I think a month after school starts, and he sees her. He's like, oh shit. Now he does play hockey, but the hockey isn't like prevalent in the book. It's just like, oh yeah, he's on the hockey team, he's so good, blah 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 blah. But this whole hiding around, she has an ex-husband that's comes up and is trying to like get her back basically, and is kind of like not ruining her life, but like making her life difficult. And like she's sneaking around with him, and he's like, we just gotta wait till the end of the semester, and then you won't be my professor anymore, and there's no like ethical things and blah 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 blah. And I really like it because he is so like what is the word? He's so like making sure that she consents to everything and she's okay with everything. He never want to makes her feel uncomfortable. And that goes to his sister. The sister has Little Lies by Helena Hunting. It's the first book. Bittersweet Heart is the second. You don't have to read them in order. They're more interconnected standalones, and I really enjoyed this one. I think it's a little long for my taste, but I really like that aspect. And the last one that I have to mention is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Now, I don't always vibe with traditionally published books, and I'll be the first one to say that. I always say that. I really enjoyed this one. So this one's also an older woman, younger man, and I want to say the age gap's around 8 to 10 years. So it's significant. She has been in a relationship for a really long time, and she's like, I need to just, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be with him. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, what am I doing with my life? And she kind of gets stuck on the side of the road, and the guy that comes and helps her turns out to be our hero. He's significantly younger, and he kind of like opens her mind to like, you know how it always says, like, sometimes you just gotta let your inner child out? Not that he's a child in that way, but sometimes, like, you get so caught up in mundane things, like, of everyday life that you just need, like, a break. You need to just have a moment where you let that inner child out and you become this, you need to laugh, you need this, you need that, right? And he kind of, like, not brings her down, but, like, not humbles her. I can't think of the word, but basically he helps her kind of like find that again and find what she wants to do and stuff like that. And everyone gives pushback because she's had this quote unquote perfect relationship with this guy who's also working with her. I think they're both like doctors or something like that. And, her parents are like, why are you going to, not be with him? You're going to be with this younger guy. Like it's kind of like a bad thing that he's younger, but she doesn't see it that way. She sees it like she can be herself around him and he doesn't judge her and vice versa. And I really, really enjoyed the book. I think the audio is done really, really well. I think Abby Jimenez has another book coming out soon, and I cannot wait for it because Zachary Weber narrates that book, and I'm so excited. I think he did Part of Your World too, if I'm not mistaken. But I would highly suggest the audio. The audio did really, really well with that. That is the age gap romance recommendations I have to share with you today. You can let me know if you have any recommendations for me. I want to read Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate. That is my one age gap that I haven't gotten to, but I plan to. It's a newer release. But yeah, you can let me know any in the comments down below. Drop me, what kind of emoji that's for age gap? Just drop me a black heart. I don't know. Just drop me a black heart. I can't think of one that works for age gap, but I want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.